and welcome to episode 51 of the Breaking Yarn podcast. My name is Michaeli. I'm from Albuquerque, New Mexico, and this is my podcast where I talk about my knitting, my crocheting, and my yarn dyeing. You can find me online at ZebraYarnsFourDayKAL or anywhere on social media at Breaking Yarn. Today I have one finished object, 3 whips, several acquisitions, and 2 videos to tell you about. So let's just jump right into the knitting. I have one finished object, like I mentioned. It's a cute little pair of socks for my daughter. I knit these. They're basically tube socks, but I'll tell you what I did for the heel instead. So this has some ribbing, 2x2 ribbing. And then I didn't count how many rounds I did, but then I did 20 rounds of 2x2 ribbing just on the back side for a heel. And then I finished out the rest and did a rounded toe. For her, I knit a size 56 stitches, which is big for her. She's only 3.5. So last time I made her socks, I knit her a size 40 stitches. And they do not fit her anymore. And so I wanted socks to be a little bit big so that she could wear them for a little bit longer. But I also didn't want to do a gusset and heel flap and all of that on her sock because her foot is growing so fast that the heel would not fit her very fast if I did that. So I decided just to do some ribbing. It's basically a tube sock with a little bit of ribbing just to make it snug around that part of her heel, but it is adjustable based on her foot growing. So even if her foot grows beyond that, it can go further up and just be shorter of a sock on her leg rather than higher up on her leg. So that was my plan for that. It worked pretty well. They are big, so they kind of like flop on her a little bit when she's running around and they'll fall off. But I think for the most part, this is how I'm gonna knit her socks. I might do this part. I only did 20 rounds on this. And I realized I should probably do 28 rounds so that it's consistent with like a normal heel flap length. So I might do 28 rounds on her next pair. So that's finished object number 1, or the only finished object I should say, for this episode. And these were eligible for Summer Sock Camp, which is the summer-long sock knitting make-along that Kay of the Crazy Sock Lady hosts. So I entered these on Ravelry. Of course, there were already like 50 pages on the thread of finished objects, so you know the chances of winning make-alongs and things are kind of slim, but I figure someone has to win, right? So maybe it could be me one time. All right, so my first whip you've seen before, and I touched it since last episode, but not as much as I would have liked to. So this is my Stria Cardigan, and I finished the body. Like that. It has a tubular bind off that I did. It took a really long time, but it's really nice. I really like it. It's a nice clean edge. Yeah, so that was my first time doing a tubular bind off. And I got a little confused with the instructions in the pattern itself, but through reading the pattern and talking to people on Instagram and watching YouTube videos, I realized it's basically just the Kitchener stitch for the tubular bind off. And in the instructions, she wanted you to split, like, so take all the stitches that were on the one needle and switch it to 2 needles so that you could do a regular Kitchener. And that just like confused me. I was like, why would I do that? It seems like extra work. It felt weird, and I wasn't even sure, like, understanding like how to do that. And she didn't go over that in her video for the tubular bind off, or for like the Kitchener on one needle. And so I was like, I'm just gonna admit that part of it and just do the Kitchener stitch on one needle. So that's the tutorial I ended up following, and it worked out really well. She gave great tips in that video that helped me to remember like which way to insert my needle into which stitch and when to pull them off and all that things. So now I just need to do my sleeves and of course my button band and weave-in ends and all that. So I'm hoping that I can get that started here by the next podcast. I should be able to get that going, get some sleeves going, but I'm not in any hurry. It doesn't fit me right now anyways, because I'm pregnant. So yeah, and for the yarn, the main color that I used in this is a new one that's going to be coming out in my shop hopefully soon, in the next 2 months, I'd say, or maybe sooner, I don't know. It's called Coin Flip is Sacred, and it's just this beautiful silvery gray color. And then for the contrast colors, I used my Advent from the 2022 Leap of Yarns. I keep doing that, Leap of Yarns. Leap of Faith Yarns Advent. And I think it's a fun way to use up your Advent yarn without it being too rainbowy and crazy, or but just subtle enough that adds like some contrast and some interest. So that's where I am with my Stria. This is a pattern by Andrea Mowry. I don't remember if I mentioned that part, but hopefully I will be able to get more of that done by next episode. Maybe I'll have a sleeve or so. Then I have been working on, and this I have in my Midwest Stitches chemistry beakers bag, which I have a few left here in my shop. I don't know if you can see them. They're little small snap bags. I have a few of those left in my shop right now. This is a larger one. It's like a medium. But I have been working on my Walter White socks, and I'm 2 repeats in. It's a double helix for Walter White and a nod to his chemistry teacher days. I'm knitting this in Holly White, the colorway, his daughter's colorway, just because I needed to knit it up again, and I'm just testing out a little bit of a modification on the pattern. So I may or may not end up making a full set of socks, I'm not sure, but at least one so that I can get the pattern correct and out to testers, and that I will know that it fits them. So that's what that is. Hopefully, I always do my tester calls to my email subscriber list first. So if you are interested in testing any of my patterns for me, please subscribe to my email list. That is on my website, breakingyarn.com. I believe you do just scroll all the way to the bottom. There should be a box there. Or if you're new to my website, there's a pop-up box that will give you a discount code if you put your email in, which automatically subscribes you to my email list. Okay, so my last whip that I have is in this adorable, again, snap bag by Danielle of Midwest Stitches. This is actually one of my acquisitions as well. This is cute pink lemonade fabric, pink lemonade with gray stripes. And the inside has like polka dots. It's so cute. And Danielle always does such a great job on her bags. But I am knitting a sweater for my little boy that he could wear this winter. This is the back panel. This is the back panel. I love this texture. Oh my gosh, it's made out over 4 rows. And I just love it. It's so squishy, soft and squishy. So this is the back panel. It has a little ribbing at the bottom, a tiny little bit of shoulder draping, not too much on the back. I think the majority of that will be on the front because it has like a shawl collar. This is a pattern I found on Etsy. I think I talked about it last time. It's super old. It's called 1968. I don't know if that's like, I think it must just be the pattern name. It's from 1968. But I just think it's so cute. I love the texture, and the pattern itself was only like $1. I think it was less than $2 for sure on Etsy. I'll link it down below in the description box with the project page. But it also comes with a baby blanket pattern and a hat pattern in case you want to make this matching texture on those items as well. So I have the back panel done, and then I've been working on the front panel like this. This is the front panel and what I've got done so far. Again, the ribbing at the bottom, and then the beautiful texture. And I am holding 2 skeins of my Breaking Blue colorway double for DK. These are in fingering weight, and the pattern called for DK, so I just doubled them up, and I think it'll be fine. I found an old picture of me doing that, and I thought I should do that again. It's funny. Okay. Anyways. So that was my last whip that I have to share with you. And all these little pieces. I don't usually like to knit flat, but this pattern called for that. And I think it's so that you can do the cool collar, because it kind of comes around and goes like across. And I don't know how you would do that in the round. So since last episode, I put out 2 new videos here on YouTube. One was the Worldwide Knit in Public Day vlog, and that was just a little event that I had hosted at Sawmill Market here in Albuquerque for any local knitters to come and join us. We just sat upstairs. They had like a balcony area that had long tables. And since we got there like pretty close to opening time, it wasn't crazy busy yet. We missed the Saturday lunch crowd being up there, and we were able to get 2 tables, and we had a good turnout. There was probably about 15 people that showed up, and that was a lot of fun. But you can watch the vlog over here on my channel. I'll link it right here for you in case you are interested in checking out that video. And the second video that I did and put out on YouTube was a Dye Studio yarn setup vlog again. It was a vlog style of me setting up my Dye Studio space here in my garage. I've never worked in a garage before. I've always been in the kitchen dyeing yarn in the kitchen, so it was definitely a different experience for me. There were some learning curves, some challenges that I faced, and I'm still getting my bearings a little bit and getting my grasp on how to make it the most efficient space that I can make it. But that's a fun video. If you're interested in yarn dyeing at all, it would be a great like a resource video for you to kind of see what sort of products I'm using. I do link products down below in the description box of that video so that you can see what kind of tables I got, see what kind of burners I'm using, that kind of thing. See what kind of dye stock pots I use and stuff like that. So it would be a great resource if you are looking into getting into dyeing, or if you just are curious. I'm always curious to see other people's spaces and to see how they set it up and how they work in them and how they function in them. So you can also check it out for that, just to have fun, and hopefully it's interesting enough that even if you don't dye yarn, you can still get some entertainment value out of it. But that's my hope. But I'll also link that up here for you to check out in case you are interested in that. Lastly, I have a few acquisitions to share with you. Let me see, where do I start? Okay, so this is my first time ordering from Pearl Soho, and they are doing this dumpling bag knit along. And this is a pattern handmade by Jean, and she's doing a make along with Pearl Soho. And it's a cute bag that you can use as a project bag, so that's why I liked it. And I thought it would probably be a quick project to knit up. And Pearl Soho was doing this promotion where if you signed up for the KAL, then you could get some of their Blackbird linen yarn on discount. I think it was 20% off. I've never worked with anything other than like acrylic or wool. Obviously a little bit of nylon too, but not really anything like not animal based. So this is my first time, but I got this beautiful plummy color. This is from Pearl Soho. It's 100% French linen, and it's 175 yards for 100 grams. And this one, I'm trying to see what the color is called. Purple Plum. It's a beautiful color. And then I also got this one. It looked a little brighter on their website. See, is it focusing? There we go. This one is like a nice turquoisey color, and it's called Galapagos Teal. Galapagos Teal from Pearl Soho. So I figure I will attempt to make some dumpling bags out of these. I think it might use just the one, it just uses one skein for sure for the bag. But I liked both of these, so I just went ahead and grabbed both of those. And I believe the make along, it started on June 1st. And so it's already close to the end of June. But I've seen a lot of people are knitting them in like a week or less. So I feel like if you still want to join in, you still can. Even if you just sign up for the make along on Pearl Soho's website, you're entered to win prizes. Even if you don't finish your bag, or make a purchase. There's no purchase necessary too for the KAL. And they're giving away like tons. They're giving away like $1,000 gift card, a $500 gift card, $250 gift cards. Like they're giving away a lot of gift cards. So I thought it's a fun, cute little project bag to make. And then if you can win a prize because of that, then that would be awesome. Okay, so I also am doing, and I believe that knit along is going until July 9th, I believe. I couldn't find the, I didn't look up the website information again. I can pop it down here for you, but I think it's July 9th that it goes till. All right, so there's one more knit along that I'm gonna be participating in, and it's the ZebraYarnsFourDayKAL. And if you use a colorway that is red, white, and blue from Zebra Yarns, then you get a double entry because it's over the July 4th holiday weekend. And so it starts on July 1st and goes until July 4th. And the goal is to make a pair of socks over the long weekend. And I had run it by Anna ahead of time to see if I could make my daughter some more socks. I think I talked about it on episode, maybe it was on episode 50, my last episode, where I talked about my sock drawer, my knitted sock drawer, and how satisfied I feel with it right now. And so I am focusing my efforts on, if I'm gonna be making socks, I'm focusing my efforts on making socks for my daughter or my husband, or maybe my new baby. But definitely my daughter. She's getting really excited about them and she loves that I'm knitting for her. So, so that's my plan. I'm gonna knit her another pair of socks out of these over that weekend and hope that I can get them done in time for that. So I already mentioned that I got this pink lemonade bag from Danielle of Midwest Stitches. I think she might still have a few in her shop. She was having a shop update today. Hopefully they're not all gone by the time this goes live on Monday, but if they are, like, maybe she can get you some more, get some more fabric and make more of them if you like it. I also got this very special bag from Danielle of Midwest Stitches. It is the Golden Moth from Breaking Bad. Isn't that so cool? She custom made this for me. It also has the polka dot lining. This is a very large bag. I think this was called the large, so it's very big. And I think this one's a medium, so like significantly larger, I guess. Yeah, so she custom made this for me because I had actually pre-ordered one of her other bags, and she had ran out of fabric, and I didn't mind. I was super happy to get a custom bag that is a Breaking Bad themed bag, so I'm happy about that. I actually have dyed up a colorway for this. I just haven't released it. Isn't that cool? Oh my god. All right. Yeah, this is making me like want to release this colorway a lot faster now. Oh boy. I dyed this so long ago. Oh my gosh, that's making me want to dye it up and release it sooner. But yeah, I love this bag. I haven't used this one just yet, but I will. And then I also got this gorgeous tote bag, project bag from Nicole of Stitched Below. Check that out. So it's a tote. It's a tote, but it has a drawstring top like that. Isn't that so cute? Drawstring top. The details on this, like it says handmade. It has a gorgeous zipper and zipper pull that says limited edition. Like the craftsmanship of this bag is just unreal. It's gorgeous. Everything is lined with this like gold pattern. It has a pocket in there. It has a pocket on the, oh, it has two pockets on the front. Oh my gosh. Okay, so it has another pocket right here and then a zipper pocket too. Oh man, okay. So this might be, like this might be the prettiest project bag I've ever seen and also ever experienced. Again, it's from Nicole of Stitched Below. I'll link her shop down below as well. I won this as a prize, if you can believe that. She was doing a giveaway on her Instagram page, and I was one of the lucky winners for this bag, and it's just so gorgeous. So I had to share it with you as well. So I think that's it for episode 51 of the Breaking Yarn podcast. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you have a wonderful day, a wonderful week, and we'll see you next time. Bye.